Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price today as we saw a major dump during the weekend all the way down to 45,500 US dollars before seeing an immediate recovery to the upside. And congratulations to the snipers that took our Bitcoin long trade at the bottom of this dump at 46,240. I sent this out on our Discord at 6:33 p.m. under day trades, and this has already hit all targets. For those not in our Discord group, the links are in the description below. But today I want to look at not just Bitcoin, because after this dump, a lot has changed in the markets. We're going to take a look at Ethereum's chart as we saw an even better recovery for Ethereum after the US dollar dump for the cryptocurrency market. And then we'll take a look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart because we did breach this major support level I was watching. But I'm going to talk about why I'm not concerned. And today futures markets are opened, so we have a lot of charts to look at, including traditional markets. We'll look at bonds, the dollar, as well as gold against Ethereum. There is a lot to cover today. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. My name is Naeem Al-Obeidi. If you appreciate this content, remember to like this video. First, I want to talk about this dump that we saw over the weekend for Bitcoin. I always tell you guys that the weekends are most manipulated. And so yesterday around 6 p.m., we started to see Bitcoin's price slide from that $48,000 level before seeing a massive dump all the way down to around that $45,500 level. And then we actually took a long trade here at 46,240. And I'll talk about exactly why I chose to enter into this exact position before we saw that immediately recover to the upside. We came even above the weekly open, which is extremely positive after seeing a dip like this. And if we look at what's happening to the RSI on the hourly chart, you can see we weren't even able to come down to this oversold level for Bitcoin. That to me is extremely bullish. Just like we saw the first time we saw this massive dump here, we didn't even come down to the oversold regions before seeing a recovery. That shows that the bulls are most likely still in control and that this was a weekend manipulation dump. And in my opinion, things are looking very good for Bitcoin right now to continue further up towards our target here at 50,000 US dollars. I mean, at this point, we can continue inside of this market structure and reach that $50,000 level without even having to see an exuberant run up to the upside, which makes me extremely confident that things are extremely bullish in this market. You can see even with this dump, we didn't even reach our massive support at 44,800. We weren't able to come down to that level. To me, that's extremely positive that we dodged that level for Bitcoin. So at this point, for Bitcoin, as long as we stay above this support level, things are looking extremely bullish for the Bitcoin chart, in my opinion. And take a look at what's happening right now to the Ethereum to US dollar chart. When we look at the hourly chart, we did come down to this oversold region. And notice that every time that Ethereum has come down to this oversold region, you can see the first time was the bottom before seeing a new all-time high. And this was the second time before possibly continuing to the upside. And I think we are going to come up and see new all-time highs now that we saw this major hourly dip below the oversold region for the RSI. You can see the last time that happened, it ended up bottoming Ethereum out. And then if we look at the third time that happened, it was also the bottom for this rally before we even breached through this market structure. You can see we came down from the hourly RSI oversold, just like we saw happen yesterday. And I think that's exactly why we saw such a massive amount of liquidity come in after this dump that took us right back to the higher levels. And of course, what really happened, in my opinion, was there was a shift in where liquidity was coming towards when it comes to this market. Because if we look at the total cryptocurrency market cap, what you'll notice is we started to come up and we are way and above this weekly open right now. We are closing multiple hourly candles above this weekly open, which says that the whole crypto market in general is still extremely bullish after this recovery. But Bitcoin is struggling to close hourly candles right now above this weekly open, which tells me that a lot of money did flow into altcoins after this dip. And we can see that exactly showing in this chart with others' dominance. As you can see, we did see this dip before seeing a major recovery. We are way and above the weekly open now, which is extremely bullish for this to potentially continue to the upside. And at this point, what we're watching for others' dominance is, are we going to form another high, or is this going to become a lower high? Because if that's the case, we could see a short-term bearish rally, or even just seeing consolidation with altcoins if this comes down and forms just another higher low versus coming back up and continuing this uptrend. So I think that's very important to watch with others' dominance right now. We'll look at some more macro charts like the 4-hour, because I do want to talk about what's happening here with Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance did see a push to the upside yesterday, but we weren't even able to come up towards this monthly open, which to me says that this downtrend will most likely continue, especially because we came right back down below the weekly open and came back below this channel resistance. And so I'm still targeting that 200-week moving average for Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, we've come to flirt with that level, but we've yet to come test Bitcoin dominance at that 59.15% area. And so as long as that continues on that trend, then we will most likely see altcoins continue to the upside. And remember, we do have this major target to the upside around that 12.15% altcoin dominance level that we could still see altcoins move. Now check this out. So with Ethereum, there's a lot happening here. I want to talk about the dynamics of the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart and what's happening here, because we did come down to this major support level I was talking about yesterday on our charts, and we did breach through that temporarily before coming back and recovering above that. I want to tell you exactly why I wasn't so concerned when we came down, because remember, I talked about hourly candles closing below this. Now, we did have one hourly candle close below this, but when we looked at the volume, we saw more volume in that hourly candle than the previous hourly candle that broke down from that support level. To me, that was the first sign of things becoming very bullish for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, and then that eventually translated in a beautiful recovery for Ethereum to the US dollar. And of course, this is also allowing the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart to recover, and now we're back down in this accumulation area where we've seen support here once, twice, third time, fourth time, and now as a fifth time it's acting as a support level. And so I think that this is still going to be a very critical level for Ethereum to Bitcoin. I'm not so concerned about this chart, because when we pull up the Ethereum dominance chart, which is a little bit different than the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, what you'll notice is on the 4-hour, we do have continued bullish divergences forming here with this RSI. As you can see here, if I were to pull up the RSI compared to the price action, we are forming higher lows versus forming lower lows with the price action. And so at any point in time, I think that this could see a recovery. The one concern I have about this is we are below the 50-day moving average, so I am going to monitor that to see when are we going to come above this 50-day moving average. But as long as things continue to look bullish on the Ethereum to US dollar chart, I think things will continue for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart and the Ethereum dominance chart. We just really have to monitor this 50-day moving average, in my opinion, because it has acted and respected that level in the past as a resistance and a support. As you can see here, acting as resistance here, acting as support. And so I want to make sure we can get right back above this 50-day moving average. But so far, we're above the weekly open, which is a good start for Ethereum dominance for the week. And the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart once again came back to recover above this support level, which is extremely positive for the Ethereum to US dollar chart. And even like with Bitcoin seeing 50,000 and staying inside of its market structure, if Ethereum stays inside of this market structure for long enough, it could see 2,000 US dollars just by following this market structure to the top area. But I do expect a breakout for Ethereum at some point, because of the fact that we're in price discovery, and we know that that hourly drop has already happened once. This is the second time it's happened, and usually we've seen new all-time highs form after we saw Bitcoin dump, and then Ethereum's US dollar value on the hourly chart coming to these oversold regions on the RSI. That usually translates into new highs. And so I'm very positive that things will continue for Ethereum, in my opinion. And of course, things are looking good. But check this out. Not only are the crypto markets doing well, but when we pull up traditional assets, I want to cover platinum first and foremost. We are forming new yearly highs for platinum. I think this will also translate into gold and silver, which have yet to see the breakouts, but platinum sometimes acts as a leading indicator for those other precious metals. US oil seeing new yearly highs, the S&P 500 seeing new yearly highs. Japanese traditional markets, new yearly highs. Hong Kong traditional markets, new yearly highs. And that's across the board. We look at Shanghai. We look at the Euro 100. Things are looking very good for assets. That this will also translate into positive growth for the cryptocurrency market. And a lot of that has to do with what's happening to the DXY continuing its bearish trend. We're finding a lot of weakness at this 50-day moving average. We weren't able to even come up towards that 100-day moving average. We're inside of this descending channel. And right now we're below the monthly and weekly weekly open. So things still look very bearish for the DXY, which could allow assets to continue to increase in value. I think that most likely we will see more of a consolidation in this range before determining whether or not we are going to break down even further for the US dollar. But one concern I do have is we look at treasuries and notice how for the first time ever we did form a lower low since the major dip in US Treasury value. You can see we recently just formed another lower low, which could indicate that this is going to break down even further, and that could also bring down the US dollar with it. I do want to mention that because this is the first time that we've formed a lower low since the new presidency and even since the coronavirus dump that we saw. And so things are looking very interesting in the markets. And another very cool chart that I am watching right now is the gold against Ethereum chart. Gold right now almost 1-to-1 against gold. It pretty much costs 1 ounce of gold to have 1 Ethereum, but this looks like it's going to break here very soon, like we saw it happen with the gold to Bitcoin chart. And so this is going to be a very interesting chart to watch as we start to see Ethereum break new all-time highs, which I expect to happen because I don't think that this is just going to come all the way down here and stop just like we saw with the gold to Bitcoin chart. I do want to talk about this trade that we took yesterday in our Discord. We entered almost pretty much at the bottom of this Bitcoin dump yesterday, and so congratulations for those that took that trade. I sent the trade out here at the blue, and we had an entry at 46,240. Now, the reason I sent this trade out was, yes, we did see this major dump, but we never tested the support level until we saw that dump. And usually when you start to see these types of dumps during the weekend, we know it's all manipulation and that we still have to keep into account our traditional avenues of technical analysis. And I knew that this was a major support level. And so usually what I like to do is when stuff like this happens, I like to go to the 1 minute chart and look at volume because this will tell you a lot about the dump. And this is exactly what I did with this chart. I sent the trade out exactly here at 6:33 p.m. And this was right when we had started to come up above that support level and find it as a significant level on the chart. And then from there, I started to watch volume, and I started to notice that even though we started to see sellers come in, buyers were outdoing the sellers. And as we started to see more and more green bars here of volume come in, I knew at some point or another this support level was most likely going to act as a significant level, and I sent that trade out, which eventually came up and immediately went into profits. And I still have that trade open because we've yet to come back below that entry, and so I was able to keep the position at break even. And so that was a very simple trade for the Ethereum and Bitcoin dump that happened yesterday. I chose to get into Bitcoin because of the weakness that we saw with Ethereum. And so other than that, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. I will pick a book winner for our giveaway yesterday. Let me go ahead and pull up our video. If you guys want to win one of my favorite books on investing, all you need to do is comment below and share this video, and you have a chance to win Trading Psychology or some of our other favorite books on trading and the cryptocurrency market. I'll pick a winner from yesterday's video. Let's go ahead and pick Don Hodges. Thank you, Naeem. Tomorrow's a bank holiday in the US. Yes, but the markets are open. You won the book, Don. Go ahead and send me a message on Instagram. The link is in the description below. If you guys want to enter into that giveaway, feel free to comment and share this video. And that's it for today. I know it was a lot, but I'm super excited to see what the market will bring us tomorrow. And I will catch you guys on the YouTube channel tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Snipers out.